When I heard Andy Cohen say, "Tonight, the Real Housewife of Beverly Hills concludes," I was like, thank you, Jesus. And I'm concluding right along with it. At the end of the day, y'all, I ask you, please somebody tell me what exactly was resolved. What exactly gave us any type of hope at the end of this all? Now, did I go in with that expectation of hope? I didn't, but it's always nice when you are pleasantly surprised and something makes sense when all is said and done. I tried to leave a little room for that, but I got nothing. Okay? We're going to talk about it though. So, what's going on, y'all? It's your girl, Taina B here. Welcome to my chat party. I'm so glad that you guys could join me to hear my little thoughts, my little opinions, my little views on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 14, reunion part 3, the end, period. Okay. For those of you who hit my dance floor last video, thank you so much. Y'all know I appreciate y'all so much. I do. Y'all are becoming like my ride or die, my peeps for sure. I really appreciate the support. For those of you who are shy about getting on the dance floor just yet and are hitting that like button, thank you. Or just your viewership, right? You just want to peek at the party, see what's going on. Hopefully your mind will change and you'll become part of that VIP guest list. To my new subscriber, oh my gosh, because I was able to see this one come in that joined the party. Shout out to you. I wish that I remembered to check the name before I hit the record button on this, but I feel like maybe it was the whole Gentry, if I'm not mistaken. I'll definitely get it right in the next video. Thank you so much for joining. Shout out to you. I appreciate it so much. I kind of turned over last night and I saw that come in my phone. And I was like, oh, shoot, I got a subscriber. And it was right back to sleep. So grateful to you guys. Listen, let me go ahead and get into this, right? Because when I tell y'all, usually when I come before you guys, ever since recording for when I started Housewives of Jersey, I always have notes, pages upon pages of notes. Today, I have one page full of a couple of lines because I sat there and was just kind of discouraged right along with Garcelle watching it. I'm like, what is this? I didn't feel excited about anything. I didn't laugh about anything. It was just so disappointing to watch. And I don't know if you guys feel the same way. So I'll mention a couple of things from, I guess, the episode, but for the most part, I'm kind of freeballing this to just share my thoughts to wrap it on up. So this is not going to be a long video and we'll be off into the sunset to better and bigger things. But I just thought this was a whole joke, like a whole circus show of a situation. And let me actually retract my statement a bit because there was a resolution to this. And the resolution was Garcelle maybe getting the confirmation that she was looking for or her own resolution. And I see why she left. But particularly when it comes to her friendship with Sutton, I was not expecting Sutton to go the route that she did. Now, a lot of you guys probably called that a mile away, call me a little bit more naive to the situation because I'm thinking, listen, this is Garcelle's, ace. Like, she's got her back. I just think, if anything, she was moving a little funny unintentionally. And maybe, again, it was the same with the way that this ended, but I can't make an excuse for it because it's still like the way Sutton went out. I was like, really, Sutton? This is how you gonna end? This is how you go out with a bang? All right, but let me just rewind a little bit and get to that. So throughout this episode, the long and short, I felt like all we saw was Sutton acknowledging what she did. It was extremely one-sided. You didn't hear anybody else taking any type of accountability whatsoever. And even with Sutton's accountability, I'm like, Sutton, how we get here? Like, what are we doing? This is not what it was supposed to be giving at this point in time. totally thrown, totally thrown. And while I think it's great for you to recognize your wrongdoing, you also need to have your eyes wide open and leave the floor open to others doing the same, because there were people that needed to be taking accountability and apologizing for some things as well. First and foremost, clear as day, Dorit. Example, we see or saw when there was a comment made, right? When they got into the whole alcoholism of it all when it comes to Sutton, and Dorit saying that Sutton was the one who pushed the narrative and started the narrative. Well, here's the thing, Dorit. If that was the case, even if you want to say that, so be it, but you still played a part in that. And did you apologize at all for that, for what you may have said, or for the fact that you still made Sutton feel a way about what you had to say, about how you triggered her, about how you still brought it up when it didn't need to be brought up, how you brought it back to life? You didn't. And even when they made that reference to the individual who made the comment about Sutton being a drunk with their post, and then Dorit underneath putting hashtag facts, did y'all see how that got skated right past? Like, Dorit then justified her saying that by bringing up something else Sutton did. And I'm just like, and that was pretty much the whole night. That was pretty much the whole night. Sutton said, listen, I go low. I understand that. Yeah. And when you go low, I'm going to go lower. That's what it's going to be. Then that turned into, oh, no, that's not a threat. It's a promise. And I'm just like, what in the is going on here? What is happening? Even when Sutton tried to have a soft moment, whether they believed it or not, I still feel like it would have been nice to play along. Even like I feel like Dorit couldn't even do that much. Maybe Erica did a little bit. Would I still trust it at the end of the day? No. But just as much as they don't trust her and she still tried to put her best foot forward, they could have done the same thing. Dorit refused to budge. And I found it rather hilarious and comical how her surprise of the season, when they were kind of wrapping things up, was her finding a friend for life in Bose. Again, I say good luck with that. And I still feel like that fits her narrative of, I'm gonna pick this lady right here because it's gonna make me look better. And like I said, y'all do the math on that, draw your own conclusions. I'm not gonna go that deep into it, but I feel like that is not genuine on Dorit's part. I feel like it is damage control on Dorit's part for past seasons and past remarks that she's made when it came to a particular type of people. Okay, particularly the ones that used to work in her home who her mom was best friends with. Again, if y'all know, you know, and I just think it's a whole fool. I really did. And so to sit up there and see her continue to, what's our favorite word or my favorite word of the whole season, because it just was what it was, gaslight, was just, it was unbearable. It was unbearable. I just sat there and I'm like, I know this isn't happening. The way Garcelle was making faces throughout, I felt the same way, you know? And Garcelle, even when she got to the point where she said she was pissed, she didn't want to answer any more questions. I don't blame her. I really felt like at that point she could have got up and exited stage left, but I guess again, she at least was trying to, follow through the obligation of her contract. So I can respect that, while Dorit's talking about how unprofessional it was, or she was being, well, keep in mind, Dorit, she was extremely professional the whole time that she sat there, because she should have dug into y'all for coming for her, but still maintain the level of grace that's within her and that she exudes by not allowing you guys to take her there. Most people would have been different. And the same energy that you were giving Dorit, somebody should have came, as I mentioned before, and ate you all the way down, because you're so deserving of it. But I still believe your time will come. We may see it, we may not get to see it, because life is real. When the cameras are gone, life is going to do what it does. And you don't know what you'll have to apologize for later on. You don't know what you're going to regret, but I just feel like you're going to be in for a rude awakening. I really do. And even when Garcelle was just expressing her hurt, and they were missing the point of it all, right? When she said, I came in, no one's even smiled at me. They're looking at it very surface level. Obviously, it's deeper than that, and I didn't like how Dorit cut her eyes with that little evil look for the evil that she is. When Kyle was like, well, what do you mean? Like, did you smile at them? And then maybe then smile back. And Dorit's kind of like, yeah. Like almost to say, well, you weren't smiling at us either. And it's like, y'all are missing the point. When does Garcelle ever come from this angle of things? Clearly, she is extremely hurt. And I feel her. Nobody seemed to care. It's not about the fact that y'all didn't smile at her. It's the fact that, she sat there. She's tried to work with all of you. She's tried to it's like her efforts went in vain, and she just fizzled out. She fizzled out, and it's like y'all didn't seem to care. And I get what she was saying. I really do. Y'all sat there, played the mean girl game that y'all always do, and it's like nobody wanted to really just own it. Just own it. And I know I'm repeating myself, but I feel like that's what the whole episode pretty much gave. And I remember Erica mentioning how that one particular season, what did she say? That how she was so vicious, and she was in a dark place, and she was drinking and acting a fool and being mean to everybody. And just said it so casually, like, yeah, I mean, but it's like, but grace was given to you. Like Sutton said, how come you didn't feel away or feel like the ladies were coming for you at your lowest when they did what they did, when Dorit did, when Kyle did? Because remember, they still had things to say. It's just that Sutton was the more confident one. Sutton was the one who made more sense and wasn't afraid to approach the situation, period. And I still will stand by the fact that I feel like she did what she should have done. I feel like she did what a lot of us and as well as her castmates were wondering, like, what's going on? Somebody's got to ask the questions instead of just acting like there's not a huge elephant in the room. And even with that, there was justification for the other lady's behavior, right? Erica saying, "Oh well, I cursed them out. We talked about it, but look how y'all have moved on." To Sutton's point, to what I'm saying, to Garcelle's point, y'all clearly hold them to a different standard, and it's just not right. It's just not fair. It's just not cool. It's just not becoming of you, ladies, at all. And it's like, who wants to keep doing the same tango? So I don't blame Garcelle. Sutton should have been following behind Garcelle when she left off that stage. If anyone, Sutton should have been the main one. Because to who was it that said it? Was it Kyle? Or I think it was Erica's point after they had taken their drink or whatever, their sip, and they're just like, oh, well, you sit by and taking it season after season. And y'all feel comfortable saying that because y'all have been the ones giving it to her season after season. And the fact that she even still stood there after that, because she's so desperate for you guys' approval instead of calling the thing a thing and seeing for what it is and saying, y'all clearly despise me. You are wolves in sheep's clothing. Why would I want to continue to be around y'all until the point comes where you absolutely devour me? That's what you should be afraid of, Sutton. That's what you really should have your eye out on. It makes me think of that I don't know if it was a parable, you guys, and y'all have probably heard this before, but bear with me if you haven't. I'll make it super quick. But I remember an old time little saying that was shared with me a long time ago, and it always stuck with me, about a man, and forgive me if I have some of it wrong, I'm just going to fit it to the narrative of how I remember it. A man who found a snake on the side of the road that was hurt and bruised and broken up. And long and short, he got out his car, he picked up the snake, and felt sorry for it and was nursing it and really wanted to take care of it and all the things. And so he did, placed him in his car, took him home day in, day out, nursed the snake, fed him, brought him back to good health, good standards, until one day the snake bit him. And the man asked the snake, like, why would you bite me? I clothed, well, not clothed you, but I took care of you. I fed you. I nursed you back to good health. I brought you in my home. I even stopped to get you on the side of the road when nobody else would. Like, why would you do that to me? Why would you try to harm me? And the snake simply said, well, you knew what I was when you picked me up. And that's the point of it all. Sutton, and you've known the den of snakes that you've entered into time and time and time again. When does that story get old to you? And when does it become not okay for these women to treat you in the manner in which they have? And then you decide you don't need to go back. It's not healthy for you because they still remain what they are. They don't see it for you and they're not going to. The only way that you will meet their standards of approval is by dumbing down yourself, dimming yourself, and being their yes, ma'am, and apologizing every time for having your own thoughts, your own opinions. You're gonna have to walk on eggshells. You're gonna have to not, express your opinions and your feelings. Who wants to be in a situation like that, especially at a big grown age? Who wants to do that? Who wants to trust that these people really, or have to question that these people really have your back? And so it's like it's just ridiculous at the end of the day. Even when she's saying, it was just heartbreaking to even say again in her line of wanting approval that she wants to be better friends to them. If y'all were paying attention, like I was paying attention, tell me the part where any of them felt like they genuinely wanted to reciprocate that back or said that they would. I know Erica made some kind of quick comment like about liking something, like, well, I want to like you or something like that. Girl, but Erica, you are the most cold hearted of them all. So we definitely know we can put you to the side when it comes to like caring for something for real one day. That's just not going to happen. I don't even know if you're capable of that. And so it's like, but nobody else said anything. And I just think that's really sad. Y'all couldn't even try to even meet her halfway at that point. And she couldn't even pick up on that. And I just think that's a real sucky position to be in when you want to be cared about so bad by people that just are not it. They're not your people, Sutton, as they say. They're not your people. They're not your village. They're not your community. I don't know why you're so stuck on these ladies. And you have other friends. I don't understand. Are you just trying to do it because it would make filming easier for you? But what about your integrity at the end of the day? Some things are just not worth negotiating or compromising that. Not even a TV show. I'd be like, y'all can have it all. My bank and bag are good anyhow. And that's the only reason why I would be here. I've got my boutique. I can find other ways to promote it. What else is left here besides absolutely nothing? Y'all not going to keep shaming me. Y'all not going to keep disrespecting me. So what else is there? There's nothing good that comes from these ladies. And you're going to find yourself back to the same square one on next season. Um, we pretty much impliedly got, I guess, if you care to get the somewhat reveal of Kyle, maybe exploring her lesbo side when it comes to Morgan, although she didn't say directly. I'm just like, who cares? We already knew that. Who cares? And, not really interested in hearing about it next season. Another reason why I won't be watching. I don't really care about Colin Morgan. I don't, not concerned about what they have going on. Don't care about your bravery and all the things. The only thing I will say is that I didn't see why your daughters wouldn't have supported you. Um, so that was like, where was the shock and the surprise of any of this? And she still couldn't say it directly. So it's like, it's like, what, guys, what was left? What was left in this? You know what I mean? Like, it was just, it wasn't, and I'm really here. And I'm sorry I can't give y'all more than what I'm giving y'all because I said I would come back and do this, but I'm over it. As you can tell, that I really just, there's not a whole lot, as I mentioned, that I can say. Erica rather visit Tom once he dies. I'm like, that's interesting. Um, don't you think your presence would still be important regardless? It's the fact that you showed up for him in his time of need. You still were married to him. You wanted to sing his praises at one point in time before. And don't get it twisted. I understand that she mentioned some pretty unfavorable things as it related to Tom too, but you were going so hard for him at one point. He was still your husband. Go see about the man. Whether he knows you're there or not, you know you were there. That doesn't help you sleep a little better at night. Like, who even makes that statement? I'm just like, insane. But to wrap this up, y'all, because like I said, that's it. Uh, Sutton, as far as you and Garcelle, because I feel Garcelle, I'm glad she left. I understand why she felt the way that she did. And she was on an island by herself. And that's not a good feeling, especially when you have people coming at you. And I think what makes it worse is when you see things that people don't see. And because they don't see it, they try to minimize how you feel. For example, when they were all standing around at the end, like they didn't know what the problem was. Oh, she didn't even have any drama this season, or well, Sutton, what is it? I mean, did something happen? Is something going on in her personal life? No, she just sees y'all for who you are, and she doesn't want to deal with it anymore. It's as simple as that. Why does she have to be made out to be a crazy person because her intuitive side is kicked in, because her discerning side is kicked in, because she decided, I'm not subjecting myself to this BS anymore. I'm not going to place myself in front of a pack of hungry wolves to be devoured. I'm just not going to do it. I know y'all don't like me. Again, what did Phaedra say? I like people who like me. Okay. And that's just the bottom line. And that's where I'm at this age and phase of my life as well. So I'm not going to waste my time with anybody that doesn't see it for me either. Why would we do that? How does that make you feel good? You should want to be free. You should want to have peace. You should want to feel uplifted and just good, period. And if it don't bring you that, whatever it is, why have it? Why have it? Why have it around? And so I'm proud of her. It makes more sense to me now. I hope she stays away till the end of time. And I didn't like how Sutton didn't go after her as soon as she walked off the stage. Like she stood there again, just basking almost internally. Like you could tell she was just so happy to be able to stand there with those women. It was sickening. You rather risk your friendship than, risk your friendship by having a moment with these ladies of what you would call acceptance. That's not even real acceptance. Anyways, thank God for situations that reveal the real, because that's what this ended up being for Garcelle. Truly a blessing in disguise. And we know that's just how life works in general. Like sometimes things don't feel good when they happen, but they're for your good. And all things usually work out for your good. Even when you don't understand it, trust and believe it's happening in the way that it should. So whatever it is, let it go. Whatever it is, accept it for what it is. Be willing to receive what you know you deserve. And it's not friendships like that. It's not behavior like that at all. So shout out to Garcelle. I'm gonna call her the real superhero at the end of the day of this all, because she chose herself and her mental sanity and her peace and her health, not to be stressed out to deal with this. You know what I'm saying? Why put up with it when you don't have to? And then Sutton coming, yeah, she might have come to check on her eventually, but that was a little too late, in my opinion. And furthermore, she's sitting here, oh well, we were supposed to go to dinner. Well, no, Sutton, go on and go to dinner with your new rekindled friendships. And let us know how that works out for you moving forward. Matter of fact, no, don't let me know, because I ain't interested. I already know how it's going to go. And I don't really care how it's going to go, because the foundation that is built on is absolutely no good. So have at it, y'all. But anyways, I feel like I even said too much more than I intended to at this point. I wonder if you guys are as done and over it as I am. I ain't even gonna hit you with the music is on, the dance floor is lit, because wasn't no party happening over here. Huh? This was definitely giving crickets. And let's turn the lights off, tell the DJ to leave, and let's go on about our business. Let's lock the doors. Okay, y'all. But please feel free to share your thoughts. Let me know how you felt. I thought this was a whole bust of a reunion. I thought the whole season was a bust. For the most part, I would have liked a different outcome, but obviously, we don't always get what we want or what we expect. And that's just it, y'all. I'm Beverly Hills out. I'm Beverly Hills done. I appreciate y'all so much for rocking with me through my reviews on this. I am definitely going to try to find some other shows that'll start that'll be great and worth talking about. I'm always open to you guys' suggestions as well. And that's another thing that I want to do is eventually get to a point where I can just review a show that you guys would really be interested in hearing about, not necessarily one that I have to be comfortable with per se, because I definitely want to, just throw the love back at you for the support and love that you guys show me. And I appreciate it. And so I feel like just to kind of lift my spirits from this mess that I just finished watching, I'm going to go watch something that makes my heart glad and that puts a smile on my face and that brings me joy. And I don't know if y'all have checked this out, but I've been binge watching really since that start the weekend. Well, binge watching is my definition of binge watching is a little different because I have so much going on. But if I can get 2 episodes in back to back, that's a binge watch for me. But if you guys have Netflix, it's called Love on the Spectrum. OMG, I am in love. When I tell you, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's just about people finding love or managing their relationships while having different levels of autism. Just a phenomenal, fabulous show. Okay. Like when I tell you, I'm loving me down, those people, those castmates for the most part. I think it's probably the exception of two, that I'm just like, but they are wonderful. So if you guys want to watch some good TV, definitely check that out. I feel like that show will not disappoint. But anyways, y'all, definitely meet me over on the Housewives of Atlanta dance floor because that's where I will be. I already gave my thoughts and my opinions on this past Sunday's episode, so check that out if you haven't had a chance to yet. And meet me again next week over there for my thoughts on that. I hope that this video finds you guys in good spirits. And if it's not, I can't say that I hope I said, well, no, I can say that, but I'm sure I didn't say anything to put you in good spirits. But just know that you are appreciated. Just know that you are welcome here. I hope you keep coming back. I hope we can build together and continue to grow together and just enjoy one another. That's definitely what my intentions are for my platform. No drama, just parties make you feel good anyway, right at the end of the day, especially them like old school house parties that really used to be the joint. And that's just the energy that I care to give. You know what I mean? In a world where so much is going on, y'all, I don't want to be over here arguing and going in and acting crazy. Let's just have a good time. Let's laugh together. Let's connect with one another. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? Just share some love, y'all. Don't even know if I'm making sense right now, so that's why I need to go. All right, but I appreciate y'all so much. I will see y'all in the next video, like I said, for Atlanta. Until we meet again, y'all stay up, y'all stay blessed, and I'm out. Peace.